How much time and money are you wasting looking for the solution to all of your problems? We are so traumatized to turn away from what's happening inside and looking externally to find answers. And the interesting thing is that we just ignore the fact that the answers are with us all along. We are connected to everything we need in each and every moment. But when we focus externally, we focus more into a 3D reality based on time, and then we separate ourselves from the answers that we're seeking. If you're trying to heal from childhood trauma, if you're trying to connect with your guides, integrate more of your higher self, connect with the galactics, whatever that looks like for you, it could be creating a business or creating abundance, right? Maybe you're looking for a loving relationship. All of these things are creating a reality of separation, an environment of separation that is really rooted in your traumas. So when we look externally, and we're taught from a young age that all the solutions to everything we may need, all of the problems can be solved by looking externally for answers. We're constantly doing that. In fact, this reality is set up for us to really experience life in that way. And we get used to that from an early age. When we're born, we're constantly needing external assistance for our very survival. When we're young, when we're little, when we're babies, right? When we're young kids, we can't do anything on our own. So we're focused into the field looking for all of those solutions. And that is by design to get you invested in the field. Except something interesting happens. We become traumatized along the way, and we accept these false truths about ourselves that just really reinforce that we're not good enough. So we start to feel like we're missing something. We are not fully connected anymore. We are separated from our divine energy, from our multidimensional energy, from our higher self. And we cannot solve problems on our own. We cannot just advance through life successfully on our own. We have to find external information and external validation, and that is simply a function of the field. And your ego gets involved in that in a big, big way. Instead of just keeping you safe and being that aspect of you that is to help you navigate this reality, it kind of takes control and tries to solve every problem by looking to the external. And when it can't find a solution right away, it feels very separated or cut off. And that creates anxiety. So for example, if you're trying to start a business and you don't know how to get clients, how to grow the business, or how to move forward, you may constantly be searching externally, which pulls you out of the present moment and makes you feel less or not whole in who you are. And you're always constantly just wasting energy looking for external solutions. Same thing with a relationship. If you are not invested in yourself and not feeling love for yourself, you're not feeling self-worth, you're not feeling confident, you're not anchored in the present moment, you're not anchored in your body, and you are constantly looking externally for that solution. It is so important to remember that that mental energy creates such a fog about the truth of who you are. You are this amazing, limitless, energetic being who is having a human experience. The interesting thing is, and my Pleiadian guide shared this with me years ago, that the more you identify as the human, the more you will tend to suffer because you are seeing yourself as separated from the truth of who you are, that multi-dimensional you. So the secret, the key that really is the whole thing that can shift everything for you is starting to realize and reprogram your subconscious mind to realize that you have all the answers deep within. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to be readily accessible to you, right? And it doesn't mean that you're not going to utilize this reality or this field to connect with them, but it needs to start within. It needs to start with the knowing that even though you may not feel like you have the answers, or maybe you don't feel like you're healed from some trauma that happened to you long ago, that is showing you that you are out of alignment and not connected with that limitless energetic being that is you. So that is a sign to get back inside, connect, use your body as that bridge between the mind and the soul. Anchor deep into your root chakra, anchor deep into the planet, ground into the body into the present moment. That's where you start to connect. You start to slow things down. All of that anxious energy of the mind starts to slow, and you start to feel more anchored, more present, and more secure. You actually start to feel safe because you start to connect in the remembrance of these aspects of you that you were separating yourself from, your Akashic records, right? The 0 point field. All of this information starts to become available to you. Now, you've set up this reality to be able to allow it to come forward based on a timeline. So once you get centered, once you get present, you will start to see answers or opportunities manifest in your reality. So if you're struggling from some sort of a trauma and you don't know how to move forward, you're searching for an answer externally, not from a state of alignment, but from that traumatized state. And you will continue to search and search and search because your ego is telling you it has to be out there. I don't have it within. When you slow it down and you get centered and you get present and your energy starts moving, and you could use your breath to do this. I have some great breath work videos on this channel. Once you get energy moving, you start to anchor into the body and draw more of your divine light in, and you start to embody it. The more present you will become, the more seated you will become in your body, and you will start to realize that I have the answers within, and something magical happens. You start to realize that they can manifest in your reality. Is it because they weren't there before? No, it's because you weren't present. You weren't spotting them. You weren't giving yourself an opportunity to see them because you were operating from the perspective of the ego and looking for answers from a perspective of separation. When you're anchored in the body, when you could breathe in and slow it down, and all of that mental energy that's being wasted in the ego, in that mental field, you could reclaim that and get it moving through your body. You start to feel that confidence. You start to feel worthy. You start to feel safe and secure. You start to feel love and compassion for yourself. Amazing things start to shift in your reality. You start to experience opportunities. You start to spot them. Reflections of these higher frequency emotions, whereas maybe before you felt wounded by something that happened when you were young, now you start to feel whole again, and you start to experience energy, reflections, circumstances, right? Experiences that reflect that worthiness, that wholesome. And you start to be able to let go of the traumas from your past. If you're looking to build a business, maybe you're spinning your wheels over and over and over. Maybe you're trying things, you're failing, you just can't get it right. It just doesn't feel right deep within. That's because you're in your mental field. Too much energy is being expended by the ego based on outdated beliefs and programming, right? This is just showing you that you are separated from the truth of who you are. So that's a sign to slow it down, bring it back in, take control over how you feel in the moment, and allow yourself to become present, to anchor into the body using breath work, using meditation, grounding techniques, yoga, whatever it is that works for you. It could be sound baths and bowls, those types of things. Whatever it is that works, you get present, you get anchored into your body. Once you do that, you will start to feel safe. You will start to feel more secure. You will start to feel more confident. You will start to release these limiting beliefs that told you that you were something other than a loving, whole being, right? Those will start to dissolve because you will start to feel it. You are bringing your awareness into the body, into that bridge between the mind and the soul, and allowing that energy to merge. Answers to the questions, solutions to the problems will start to present themselves, and you will realize they were there the whole time. You have not been separated from anything. You have just chosen on an unconscious level to experience separation, but now you're bringing it back in and you're experiencing the totality of who you are. That is where your guides are. That's where your higher self is. Your Akashic records, all of that information that you have been separating yourself from becomes available to you, And all of these amazing answers start to manifest in your reality. All of that baggage you've been carrying about not knowing, not being good enough, being traumatized, not being able to be loved, finding that ideal relationship, not able to manifest abundance, not able to have that successful business, that all starts to fall away because you start to feel whole within you. You have the answers. You've had the answers the whole time. I know sometimes it's difficult to overcome the thinking of the limited mindset that tells you you're not good enough. You are good enough. Sometimes we need guidance to get there, and that's okay. And sometimes it takes time because these patterns are so ingrained in us. It takes time to start to rewire and to reprogram. That's where breath work comes in. It's so powerful to help you build new circuitry, create new neural connections in your body to be able to start thinking a different way and to get your body to subconsciously start to respond in a different way so that you're not keeping yourself in these limited, low frequency states of beings. You could become an expansive being, one that is downloading, one that is connecting to your higher self and integrating that wonderful energy, connecting to your guides, finding solutions to the problems your ego told you you had, and living from a state of confidence, love, compassion, most importantly, really, flow, allowing life to move through you and allowing you to experience life from a state of flow and not from a state of resistance. I have posted a new page on my website for my A New You program. If you're interested in checking it out, I'm going to put a link below. Go ahead, check it out. There's an application form. I'd love to have you in the program if you are truly committed to the guidance that you may need to reconnect with the truth of who you are. I am not going to reconnect you. You are already connected. I'm just going to help you or guide you to be able to eliminate those beliefs, that mindset, that dense energy that's been convincing you that you do not already have everything you need. It is a powerful program. We've been experiencing amazing results in the program. I'd love to have you. Go ahead, check it out. The link is in the description, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.